Welcome back, YouTube. Thanks for stopping by. Best beers in me. Beer reviews from Maine, New England, and beyond. And I said yesterday that we should probably go do this one, and we are. This is Definitive Brewing Company's Cellar Echoes Double Dry Hop Double IPA from down in Portland, Maine. 8.2%. Extra juicy, it says.
I hope so.
So this is with Simcoe and Mosaic. I think it's with Cryo and regular? I don't know. I just know it's all Simcoe. Yes, it's Simcoe and Citra. No, Judas.
Mosaic.
Citra and Mosaic is what's in this beer.
Yes. There's no floaties like the last one we did.
Tiny compact bubbles in the head.
But you poured
Some
mine
big
just right
bubbles on
because
top.
I do not like head on my beer. But you can't see through it. I can't see my fingers.
It's a nice orangey,
Yep. A light orange.
hazy beer with absolutely nothing getting through that beer.
Like in
Very
like
hazy.
what, a finger of head, would you say?
Yeah, sticking around pretty good.
Yep. Mosaic and Simcoe.
Yes, Mosaic and Simcoe, and Mosaic and Simcoe Cryo. So a lot of these breweries using the Cryo, and whatever Spectrum is that Battery Steel used on that other one.
So the Cryo, like what flavor does that give? What is that? What other beers have we had that's had the Cryo? Like I don't hear that a lot.
So it's a
You hear
it's
the
a different-
Mosaic and the Simcoe and
It's just a different form of the Mosaic and Simcoe.
okay.
A lot of this new stuff is so when they brew it, there's not so much hop crap left over at the end. It's
Right.
basically you're getting more beer
Okay.
per batch. You can use less to get the same amount of intensity. Just my basic knowledge of it.
Well, I don't hear that. You hear the Mosaic and this and that, whatever, like a lot. You don't hear that a whole lot.
No, but more brewers are doing it all the time.
Okay. Want to
So-
get a nose on it?
Something that you can look up, study, and let us know, because I'm not that versed on it. Sure, I've never used anything but the pellets.
It smells good. It's got a,
I'm getting a little bit of
I
pine,
get pine, a little bit of pineapple.
citrus. I'm getting these almost like maybe some peaches and some different fruits.
Like
Maybe
this.
even some almost like a guava.
So you're getting like
A little bit of melony,
some stone fruits there.
stone fruits and melon, and
Yeah.
mostly citrus, a little tropical.
Yeah, I don't get much tropical. I get the citrus. I
A
get
lot of
the
different
pine.
fruits.
I get some pineapple. But this is like,
Very fruity smelling.
the nose is very complex. Like it's hard to pin down.
Yeah, it's you can pick out a lot of different fruits.
Right, but I'm saying it's hard to pin down like what you're getting.
It smells juicy and delicious though.
Yeah.
Want to try it?
Sure.
All right.
Cheers. Cheers, YouTube.
It's very bright. I'm getting melon flavors.
But you know how when you get close to the pit of a peach
Yeah.
and it gets a little bit bitter, I get that peach bitterness.
You describe bitterness in such a different way than I've ever heard it described, which is not a bad thing.
So no. So you know how like the outer layers of a peach are very juicy and sweet?
Yeah.
But as you get towards the pit, towards the center of a peach, it starts to get more bitter. And so I get that peach, but I get that bitterness, and it's almost like when you get to the center towards the pit of the peach, like that peach bitterness is what I'm getting. So
You're just way better at describing.
I don't know.
The bitterness.
But that's
than
what I get.
I just either get bitterness or I don't.
No, but that's what it is, because the peach is there. I get the melon, the fruitiness, it's bright, but then once you hit that bitterness, it's almost like I get that peach on the back end, and it's almost like when you get towards the pit, because the outer layer of a peach is like very like sweet and juicy and fruity. But when you get to the pit, it gets more bitter, and that's what I get is that peach bitterness.
This is like peach in a glass for you. Peach IPA.
Kind of.
I'm getting more melon in the flavor than I was in the aroma.
So the aroma was hard for me. I think the aroma was very complex. Like I couldn't pin down, other than a little bit of pine and some pineapple and a little bit of peach. Like I really couldn't pin down one thing. It was the nose was complex for me. And usually I can pick out like, okay, this is what I get. Mango, or I get raspberry, or I get this or that. I didn't get like one specific thing on the nose.
There's a little bit of bitterness there, not a whole lot. Pretty juicy. Pretty good beer from Definitive. I really recommend Definitive. I think they're a really good brewery.
Yeah.
A lot of different styles. They do the IPAs. They do stouts, usually pastry stouts, and
Smoothies,
the smoothie sours.
which is what I was
They do
seeking out when we
some
went
of the
last
pastry
weekend.
sours too, though. We just don't usually get them too often.
No.
I think they go pretty quick. But they do some cheesecake ones and all that stuff. So
And they're good.
Right down in there, across from Allagash, 35 Industrial.
Yeah, but they're right there with Austin Street, Allagash.
Yeah, they're a little bigger than the Austin Street as far as the building, and they have their own parking lot.
And they have a really nice like outdoor space too, like in the front of the brewery and in back.
All right, they didn't.
Yeah, they have a nice big space out back. They have cornhole and a lot of seating, and yeah. We went there this past weekend, and there was a dad like with his 6 or 7-year-old son, and they're playing like old school video games, just like good feel, like such a great place. Amazing place. If you ever get a chance to stop, I highly recommend it.
I'd be around a 4 1/4 on this beer for a score out of 5.
I would be right there with you.
Let's go see what our friends are saying at us on Best Beers in Me on Tap, so we can see what you're drinking. We like to know what everyone's drinking and what they think of it. So 3,000 people on this.
Oh wow, that's a lot of check-ins.
Rate this at a 4.07. And 9 of our friends have had this one, which is kind of higher than some of the ones recently. They give it a 4.17.
So we're pretty close, right there.
So our friends like it just a little bit more than everyone does.
But we're pretty much right there, right close with what everybody else is saying.
Thad says it's spectacular. Jesse White says he's about done with New England style IPAs.
Really?
Yeah.
Kind of shocks me.
Flavors are there, but or bland New England IPAs.
So don't you think that you drink so many of these that you're just seeking for a little bit more, like something that's a little more of a bite, a little more... Like the West Coast, maybe.
That's where I'm going. I think
that's what I'm saying. I think
a lot of people circle back to the West Coast.
I think so. I think like you have so many of these that you're just seeking a little bit more of that, whatever.
And then people start seeking the wild and crazy pastry sours, and then where are they going next is what I'm worried about.
So then
where do they go
this next? Is where they go. And all the beer reviews that we watch recently, like everybody's doing whiskeys and this and that, like no, not going there. I will stick with this. But that seems to be the trend lately. Like people are doing like whiskey reviews and whatever.
All people's palates are different.
Yeah,
like
no, I will
things.
never do a whiskey review ever in my entire life.
No, we're sticking to the beer or beer like substances. I still can't get over those ones. I don't know.
So we only do a few of these a week. We only have a few beers a week. I will stick to these, and I will stick to the soft mouthfeels. I will not do whiskey reviews ever. Just saying, if you do those, you're on your own.
I don't drink whiskey.
No.
But I may get into it because the beer's starting to bore me. Anyways, we got any final thoughts on this beer?
It's got a little bit more of a bitterness and a bite than the last one, but not quite as much as what I'm seeking. And so I think I could have given it a higher score had it had a little more of a bite or bitterness to it. I'm just not into that like real soft mouthfeel. And I've gotten so far into these that I'm actually seeking like the bitterness and the bite and that mouthfeel.
Everyone knows where I'm at now from watching the last few. I'm looking for the West Coast. Starting to get bored with these, and it's unfortunate.
They're just not satisfying.
This is not bad.
Not at all. This is a great beer.
This was only canned a week ago today, and last Saturday was 1 day in the can. To me, it's lost quite a bit already, and that's not good to lose that much in a week. I don't know. A lot of beers I like better at 2 or 3 weeks into the can. Right. That gives a flavor more time to develop. This one seems to have lost some of that wow factor already.
Did you have one of these last weekend?
I did.
You did.
And it had a lot more boom. The best way I can describe it than this does. But not a bad beer. Definitive. Again, good brewery. Go check them out if you're in Portland. It's a great place to go because there's 5 breweries right there. So how can you beat that? I
will say though, I think a lot of people are seeking more in their IPAs.
So let us know if you've been to Definitive and what you think of this beer or any of the other beers. Hit us with comments, like, share, subscribe, do all the things.
Yeah, so as a whole, I think Definitive's an amazing brewery.
Yeah, you love it. It's one of your favorites to go to.
It is.
For the sours. I guess we're out on that one. On to the next, as we always are. Finding more adventures. Cheers, you two.
Cheers.